What's for dinner? Today at my house, we are canning tomatoes. I'm going to do some whole tomatoes today, show you how I do that. I went and we do our garden over at my mom's house over in Emmett. And so I went and picked what they had in tomatoes last night so I could get them into some jars. And I like to have our own from the garden, um, for sauces and stews and salsa and soups, and they just make my food taste a little better. I don't like the canned taste to the tomatoes, and so we just do our own. And this is super simple. I've already washed all these tomatoes, and you're just gonna core them. Just pop that piece out, throw it away, and then I've got some boiling water right here. I'm just gonna start putting my tomatoes in there. And this is just going to help me get the skin off of them before I put them in the jars. They don't need to stay too long. And I've already cored all my tomatoes. I have them right here, all different sizes. It's not like going to the store and getting all these nice big tomatoes. I just kind of get what you get. So I'm going to put these in quarts. The whole tomatoes I like to do in the wide mouth jar. And it's 1 teaspoon of salt to 2 tablespoons of lemon. And I always do that first so I know I don't forget. Sometimes if you get all of them full of tomatoes and then it's hard for me to keep track which one has stuff in it and which one doesn't. Let me grab a spoon under here, and as soon as these start loosening up, once the skin starts to peel like that, I'm going to pull them off. You can put them in a water bath, which I do a lot of times. I'm just going to set these out here because they're a lot easier to work with once they're a little cooler. So you're just going to get the skin to come off of them. Make sure you get it all. You don't want leftover skin on them. And it just comes off that simple. And then I'm just going to fill this jar. As you're filling the jar, though, make sure you're pushing them down in. If you don't, you will be left with a big gap in the top. I've done that before on accident, that I didn't know I was supposed to push them down in. My mom forgot to tell me that part. But you're just going to put them in, and then you're just going to give them a squish until it's all the way to almost the top. When you're done with that, make sure you wipe your lid or your lip off, because if there's any contaminant in there, it will not seal. And I'm just using the Kerr lids and rings. I always save my rings, but I just happen to have a new box, so I pulled them out. You're going to screw this on tight, and after that, I have my water bather over here. You're going to fill this. If you don't have enough jars, you need to put an empty jar in there just to hold the spot so they don't clank together and break. And I'm going to once this is to a boil, you're going to fill it full of water to cover your jars. Once you get it to a boil, you're going to boil it for 45 minutes, set your timer, and then you're just going to shut it off and let it cool down by itself. And the best sound in the world is when those lids start to clink. If they don't clink, you got to redo it. You got something in there stopping it from sealing. So, but definitely make sure you have a new lid every time. I've heard of people reusing them. They're not that expensive. So that's what I'm doing at my house. Let me know what you guys are all having for dinner, recipes if you've got them, and I will be back tomorrow with what's for dinner.